Is Clem officially washed up? Is Protoss the weakest race now there is no single Protoss representative in the GSL finals? And most importantly, is it safe to clean the inside of your nose with a shower head? Find out the answer to all of these questions and more in today's episode of StarCraft Today. Dun 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 StarCraft Today. This week we saw a return in action in the GSL as we had our second semifinals played, Maru versus Trap. What seemed to be a walk in the park for Trap as he was up 3-0 in the fourth game, the deciding game. He was playing a proxy Tempest build where it felt like he was light years ahead. He had a Nexus on the other side of the map, had a bunch of batteries, except he didn't have any cannons, and perhaps that was the biggest mistake as Maru kind of steamrolled his Tempest army with Vikings, 1.5 Cyclone and a couple of Marines, managed to take back this map, and from there on out, with the momentum that he had behind him, managed to actually take the series 4-3 in a best of 7 that was riddled with build order wins and cheesy strategies from both sides. So a very vibrant series when it came to build order choices. Maru managed to win, advances to the final where he will be taking on Rogue upcoming week. This might have been the most boring week in the World Team League as we saw no major upsets. We got very close with an upset in the Exxon versus Team NV series, but in the end Maru was just a little bit too strong for MaxPax in that decider match and managed to win. Of course we did see good old Harstem take out Ryung 2-0, so big up to that guy as we know he's been struggling a little bit lately, and it's always nice to see these old Protoss players do well. In the Korean EPT Cup, we saw Solar take out Cure in the finals after barely managing to squeeze past Zest in the semis. A beautiful series against Cure, very, very clean, except perhaps the last game where it got a little bit tighter than Solar perhaps would have wanted. In the end, he manages to take it. In the European Cup, as always, Clem managed to win it. That makes 9 out of the past 10 Cup wins. However, perhaps that wasn't the biggest story in this EPT Cup, as we saw Christianer, a young up-and-coming Protoss player from Poland, actually taking out Raynor 2-1 on the upper side of the bracket. Afterwards, sadly for Christianer, he did end up losing to Shadow, who went to the final where Shadow lost, to Clem indeed. On the bottom side of the bracket, we did see Hero Marine drop the series against Cass, and Hero Marine did not get the clash versus Clem that perhaps he would have liked, perhaps he would have wanted. Moving on to America, we actually saw a name that I love to see up here. Dongre Gu, the old school Zerg player, taking out Zest in the finals with some beautiful build orders, especially that last game that he played on Blackburn. A quick gold Ling Flood into Ling Ravager, beautiful micro, beautiful control, and absolutely insane strategy with even some Muta play involved. So congratulations to these 3 players for winning their respective cups, and let's move on to the final tournament that we're going to have a look on. And that final tournament we're going to look at is the Spring Cleanup Tournament by Creighton Olsen, in which we saw Clem drop a series. The first series Clem dropped in more than 39 best of 3 or best of 5 series that he has played. Now, that sounds like a very long period of time, but Clem actually plays so many online cups that I believe it only took him about 20-25 days to get that streak going, but still extremely impressive. 39 best of 3s or best of 5s or best of 7s that he didn't lose in a row, and then there was one man who managed to break it, and he did it with an absolutely beautiful strategy, a nice cheeky proxy 2-gate, 2 zealots destroying the depot. Mr. MaxPax managed to break Clem's insane series, and afterwards MaxPax in the finals took out E-Laser with what honestly can only be described as the game of the week, as on the final map in the series, he decided to open up with a Tempest Rush. I did make a video on it last Monday, but honestly, just watch that game and sit back, make some popcorn, enjoy. It's one of the most beautiful games. MaxPax did manage to win the tournament, take home, I believe, $800, left E-Laser in second place, so big congrats once again to MaxPax as well. Good job, buddy. For this week's Zoom In, we're actually going to look at the finalists of the spring cleanup, and that's indeed going to be Elazer. Elazer is a player that's been around for a while, first really making a splash into the scene in early 2015, I want to say, where he started taking names, started doing better in online cups, and started doing better at offline events. Then in 2017, he actually managed to win WCS Valencia, which was a very, very impressive feat. He was the only player, except for Neep, who managed to win a WCS event in the foreign scene in that year. So really made a splash in the scene. Ever since then, the results out of Elazer haven't been as impressive. However, lately he has been looking very strong again. He's been taking out a lot of good Zerg players. He's been taking out a lot of good Terran, a lot of good Protoss players. And perhaps it's time for him, now that he got second place in the spring cleanup championship, to finally make his way back to being one of those top 3 foreigners, which right now really just consist of Serral, Raynor and Clem. So keep an eye on our man Elazer, and especially if you're Polish, you know who you have to cheer for. Upcoming week is going to be relatively calm as there's no WTL in the weekend. However, we do of course have the GSL finals between Maru and Rogue, so be sure to check that out on the Thursday. And before we end this episode of StarCraft Today, we of course also have the clip of the week, in which Raynor shows us how to deal with Hellions.
I pick it up. Right guys, you wanna see how we kill aliens? This is how we kill aliens. I'm not sure what I'm at.
That's going to be it for today's episode of StarCraft Today. If you did enjoy it, don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel, check out all the other videos, and don't forget to hit the like button. Thank you all for watching, and bye bye.